Hotties love our show. He's romantic and me. We will do this show every Monday. Won't send you on a search, but we gotta say. Scrolls with such as teas. Hotties love the show. Oh, hotties love the show. Well, to see their hotness. Hotties love the show. Hotties love the show. To love our hotties.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hotties of the show where we celebrate the women that had us rewinding scenes, forgetting the plot, and questioning whether we actually cared about the storyline, or were we just there for the eye candy? And today we're talking about one of the most addicting shows of the 2000s, Heroes. Man, when Heroes first came out, this show felt huge. Everybody was talking about powers. Everybody wanted powers. Everybody was asking what their ability would be. And while people were debating whether they wanted to fly or stop time, a lot of us were realizing this cast was absolutely loaded with beautiful women. And what made Heroes different was that every woman had her own style. This wasn't one of those shows where everybody looked and acted the same. You had the sweet girl next door types, the mysterious, dangerous women, elegant, classy women, chaotic psychos, nerdy, cute girls. Hero had all of it. Plus, being honest, 2000s TV just knew how to present characters better sometimes. The lighting, the outfits, the music, the slow motion entrances. Network television was out here creating crushes on purpose. So today, we're showing love to the women of Heroes that helped make the show unforgettable. Let's get into it. All right, first up, the cheerleader herself, Claire Bennett. Played by Hayden Panettiere, Claire was probably the biggest crush on the entire show for a whole generation of dudes watching Heroes back then. And NBC knew exactly what they had. Save the cheerleader, save the world became one of the biggest TV slogans of the 2000s. Even people that never watched Heroes knew who Claire was. Now, physically, Claire had that perfect all-American look. Blonde hair, bright eyes, cute smile. Small-town cheerleader vibe. She looked approachable, but still cool at the same time. And that's what made her feel attractive. She didn't feel overly glamorous or untouchable. She felt like the cute girl from school everybody secretly liked. But then they mixed in the fact that she was basically immortal, right? That's such a wild combination when you think about it. Cute, innocent cheerleader that can survive being set on fire. Heroes constantly put Claire through absolute hell too. Getting hurt, healing, waking up after injuries, fighting back against villains. And somehow, she still always looked good doing it. She did. And honestly, Claire's attitude helped a lot too. She wasn't just there to look pretty, she had personality. She was sarcastic, rebellious, emotional, stubborn, and constantly questioning the adults around her. That made her feel real. Also, shout out to the wardrobe department because the casual outfits during that era were peak 2000s television. Hoodies, jeans, layered tops, chill uniforms, they knew what they were doing. Let's be honest, every teenage dude watching Heroes back then probably had a crush on Claire at some point. Next we have Nikki Sanders. Nikki Sanders brought a completely different energy. Played by Ali Larter, Nikki wasn't the cute girl next door. Nikki was the grown woman smoke show of Heroes. Tall, blonde bombshell, sharp features, intense eyes, curves, confidence. She had that mature energy that instantly separated her from the younger cast members. And then you throw in the split personality storyline. Yeah, Heroes was cooking, man. 1 minute, Nikki's vulnerable and emotional. Next minute, Jessica shows up and starts throwing people through walls. Seriously, the mirror scenes alone became iconic because Ali Larter did such a good job making them feel like two completely different women. And physically, they even feel different. Nikki carried herself softer, more nervous, more emotional. Jessica walked like she owned the planet. That confidence changed everything. And can we talk about how 2000s television absolutely loved putting glamorous blonde women in dramatic situations? Every time Nikki showed up, it looked like a thriller movie. Casino lights, tight dresses, emotional breakdowns, slow dramatic music. Heroes really leaned into her look. Plus, super strength is just cool. Everybody else over here having emotional speeches while Jessica's tossing dudes across the room like folding chairs. You know what else helped? Ali Larter had that classic early 2000s TV beauty that fit perfectly in that era. The hair, the makeup, the styling. She looked like somebody that could have been in a music video, horror movie, or action series all at one time. Nikki and Jessica together basically covered both sides of the fantasy for different viewers. Sweet and vulnerable, or dangerous and toxic. And you already know half the audience chose toxic. Next we have Daphne Millbrook. Daphne Millbrook is one of the most underrated crushes in the entire series. Played by Bree Grant, Daphne had this adorable, energetic vibe that instantly made scenes more fun. She had short blonde hair, expressive eyes, And one of those smiles where you could tell the character actually enjoyed being around people. That matters. A lot of characters on Heroes spent the entire show looking stressed, depressed, or traumatized. Daphne actually brought energy, and because of that, every scene with her felt lighter and more entertaining. Her super speed matched her personality perfectly, too. She was quick physically and verbally, always joking around, always talking trash, always moving. And really, the chemistry with Matt Parkman worked because Daphne felt believable as somebody you actually enjoy spending time with. She had that nerdy, cute girl appeal where she didn't feel fake or overly polished. Also, shout out to Heroes for making super speed look fun before every movie started turning speedsters into CGI lightning bolts flying across the screen at Mach 10. Back then, Daphne was stealing food, messing with people, and casually roasting everybody while moving at super speed. That charm made her memorable. If you have Jessica Sanders, Jessica deserves her own section because she honestly became a completely different character from Nikki. Jessica was a dangerous fantasy. She even looked different. Blonde hair was more aggressive, darker makeup, more revealing outfits sometimes, the cold stare, the evil smirk. Jessica looked like the type of woman that would either ruin your life or become your favorite mistake. Possibly both. And television absolutely loved this archetype in the 2000s. The dangerous blonde woman that's beautiful but also terrifying. The thing is, though, Jessica wasn't just evil, she was confident. And confidence changes attractiveness instantly. Jessica walked in the rooms like she feared absolutely nothing. She talked different, moved different. Even the way she looked at people changed. That's why Ali Larter deserves credit because Jessica genuinely felt like another person. And honestly, Jessica probably awakened something in a lot of viewers back then. People always say they want peace until a toxic blonde with super strength shows up. All right, next we have Tracy Strauss. Now, Tracy Strauss brought pure classy elegance to Heroes. Again, played by Ali Larter, Tracy felt more sophisticated than both Nikki and Jessica. Everything about her look screamed professionalism and power. Perfect hair, sharp outfits, expensive looking dresses, ice powers, calm voice. Tracy felt like somebody that belonged in politics or corporate power meetings. Honestly, the ice powers matched her appearance perfectly. Some characters get powers that really don't fit their vibe. Tracy looked like she should have ice powers. Cool, elegant, controlled. Plus, visually, the freezing effects looked awesome around her scenes. Heroes always did a good job making powers match personalities and aesthetics. And let's be honest, Ali Larter somehow managed to make three separate versions of essentially the same character attractive in completely different ways. That's impressive. A lot of respect for Ali Larter. All right, next we have Troy Andrews. Troy Andrews was just straight adorable. Played by Jayma Mays, which I love Jayma Mays. Troy had that awkward, cute charm that instantly makes people protective over a character. Bright smile, red hair, sweet personality, soft voice. She felt comforting. And sometimes that's more attractive than the super glamorous characters. Troy felt real, like somebody you actually meet in real life and slowly fall for after talking to him every day. Her chemistry with Hero made her even more lovable too, because her relationship had genuine warmth to it. Every time Troy smiled on screen, the whole tone of the show softened for a minute. And honestly, Heroes needed that because half the show was people screaming about the future while covered in blood. Troy kind of balanced that out a little bit. Plus, she had that classic quirky 2000s TV girl energy that became super popular during that era. Cute without trying too hard. Next, we have FBI agent Audrey Hanson. Audrey Hanson brought that serious, mature investigator energy. Played by Clea Duvall, Audrey wasn't flashy like some of the other women on the show, but she had presence. She had sharp eyes and calm confidence. She looked like somebody that could walk into chaos and immediately take control of the room. And honestly, that's attractive too. Not everybody has to be dressed like they're walking into a nightclub scene from a 2007 TV drama. Audrey had more grounded beauty. Plus, there's something cool about characters that stay composed while the world around them completely falls apart. Meanwhile, everybody else is talking about destiny and explosions, and Audrey's over here actually trying to investigate things like a normal person. All right, next we have Elle Bishop. Now, this right here was one of the biggest crushes from Hero fans. Elle Bishop, played by Kristen Bell. Elle had chaotic, cute girl energy perfected. Blonde hair, bright blue eyes, cute smile, tiny frame. She looked sweet at first glance. And then 5 seconds later, she's electrocuting somebody while smiling. That contrast made her insanely entertaining. Elle felt unpredictable. 1 second she's flirting, the next second she's emotionally breaking down. Then suddenly she's frying somebody like a toaster. And Kristen Bell played that role perfectly because she naturally has that likable charm even when the character is being insane. Also, the electricity effects around her looked awesome. The crackling sounds, the sparks, the glowing hands. Heroes knew how to make powers feel cool without needing movie level CGI. And honestly, Elle and Siler together were a disaster waiting to happen, which of course made them entertaining. Toxic TV relationships always hit different. Next, we have Lydia Martin. Lydia Martin had one of the most unique looks in the series. Played by Dawn Oliveira, Lydia brought mysterious, seductive energy immediately. Long dark hair, tattoos everywhere, intense eyes, exotic vibe. She stood out instantly from the rest of the cast. She looked like somebody from a supernatural fantasy movie more than a normal person. And honestly, that worked in her favor because Heroes started getting weirder and more mystical later in the series. Lydia fit perfectly into that atmosphere. She had that seductive fortune teller aesthetic where you feel like she already knows something about you before you even speak. Definitely underrated. And next, we have Debbie Marshall. Debbie Marshall had that elegant, mature television beauty that was huge in the 2000s. Played by Rena Sofer, Debbie carried herself with confidence and sophistication. Polished appearance, classy features. She felt like somebody important immediately. Heroes honestly did a good job making different women attractive in different ways, instead of making everybody copy off each other. Debbie had more of that mature, elegant energy compared to the younger cast members, constantly running around causing timeline disasters. And finally, Mira Shinoy, played by Nora Zahetner. Mira had softer, more natural beauty compared to some of the flashier personalities on Heroes. Warm smile, expressive eyes, calm personality. She brought emotional warmth to the show. And honestly, Heroes always worked best when it slowed down and focused on actual relationships between people instead of nonstop apocalypse speeches. Mira helped bring that balance. So yeah, Heroes absolutely delivered when it came to memorable women. From Claire's girl next door energy to Elle's chaotic insanity to Nikki and Jessica basically becoming two completely different fantasies, this show had something for everybody. And honestly, that's part of why Heroes became such a phenomenon in the 2000s. The characters were memorable, powers were cool, women were beautiful, and for a while there, this show felt like the biggest thing on television until they, ruined it. But now I want to hear from you. Who was your biggest crush? Who was the most underrated? And which character had the best powers combined with the best look? Drop it in the comments. Deshaun, who was your favorite character of the show? I say, mine. I have to go. It's Claire, man. You can't turn down Claire. I love Claire a lot. Hayden Panettiere's smoke show. You like? Oh, L. Yeah, very. Hey, Kristen Bell. Can't go wrong with that. Very nice. All right, high five, bro. Super cool. If you enjoyed this episode of Hotties of a Show, make sure you like, subscribe, and stick around because we got plenty more nostalgic chaos coming your way. And remember,
save the cheerleader, save the world.
See you guys in the next one.